Now, what are some of the similarities between Lean and an ISO-based quality management system? Well, there are many, but I'm going to stick to the top level, the high-level similarities. First of all, they're both based on plan, do, check, act, or some people would call that the Deming cycle. Deming, of course, would have called that the Short cycle, his mentor. Okay? They're both based on that. You look at the front of an ISO 9001 document, and you'll see plan, do, check, act. And you also see and understand that in Lean, the plan, do, check, act philosophy is apparent and widespread. What is plan, do, check, act? Well, you identify improvements, you make plans for them, and then you do them. But you do it on a pilot type basis, an experimental, a small cases in which you try it out, you learn, you experiment, you fail, you make mistakes, you improve, you modify. And then you take more action to improve that process or roll it out into other areas, and you do this continuously in a PDCA fashion. Now, both ISO and Lean are also very focused on the process approach, which we'll talk about in more detail. We'll also talk a little bit about the 8 process wastes and the relationship between a quality management system and Lean, and how they both focus in on the 8 process wastes, or at least some of them. Now, in section 0.2 of ISO 9001, it states, for an organization to function effectively, it has to identify and manage numerous linked activities. An activity using resources and managed in order to enable the transformation of inputs into outputs is considered as a process. And often the output from one process directly forms the input into the next. I know, sounds a little boring, doesn't it? But the message is clear. This is an ISO document, guys. This is not a Lean document. But couldn't you say that that is consistent with what Lean has tried to tell us to do? Isn't this the same idea? Inputs into outputs, process focus instead of department focused or function focused? We want to focus on the process. That's what's important. That's what ISO tries to get us to do, and Lean tries to get us to do. That's the concept in Lean of value stream mapping, to be process focused. Look at the value stream and you remove all the impediments of the value stream, which oftentimes are departments and functions. So the process approach is to ensure that our processes, and in an ISO-based quality management system, they're called procedures. Okay? They document the flow of information, whether it's flow of information or patients or test results or product throughout a facility. So in other words, your procedures become the value streams, or they should be. And if you don't have that relationship between the two, you need to understand that there is a strong relationship. And whenever you do a future value stream, that is your future procedure. That's the way you will operate. So process approach is key to both a lean management system as well as a quality management system.